Let's start over again. Introduction. Introduction. Okay. All right. Hi
Welcome.
to our channel. It's called. It's so
I'm
fucking
not
gay.
doing that with you.
Yeah. A lot of things happen to us, especially me.
And
if
not me.
It could. That's how we met. Where did we meet? In a bedroom?
Why do you have to put it that way?
That's where we met, right? It was in a bedroom. No, it was in the living room.
No, it was in the bedroom.
It was in the bedroom?
It was in the bedroom. And then you whispered sweet nothings to me as I walked away from you and never saw you again for like a year.
Yeah, I didn't see you for a year. You didn't reply to my texts.
Nope.
It's like you ghosted me.
I remember getting up at 5:30 in the morning and sneaking out of the bedroom, and for some reason, even though you claim you're a deep sleeper, you woke up and were like, bye Andy, I'll miss you.
And then you just...
I didn't even acknowledge it. I just walked out the door, closed it behind me, pretended nothing happened, and ran as fast as I could to Grand Central Station.
You just walked out that door. Yeah. I just wanted, to say goodbye. Is the camera shaking?
It is. I'm shaking the table. I'll stop doing that.
Oh, there's an earthquake. Gotta love earthquakes.
Welcome to California. My earthquake insurance is more expensive than anything else.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that we're living in California.
Yeah,
huh?
we live in Southern California now.
Yeah.
So after a long journey around the world,
Yeah.
we spent most of our time together in Japan, even though it was like a day at a time with a year in between.
In a bedroom.
In a
In Japan. Okay.
Life is all about people telling you you can't do it, you'll never make it, or anything. I've been there myself. When I was 10 years old, they told me, you're never going to make it to California. We can't afford to send you to college or anything like that. When I turned 14, 15, I applied to colleges and I got into University of Southern California. And they told me, we can't afford it, you're not going to that school. And that really pissed me off. When I went to a school that I didn't want to go to, and I was studying pre-medicine, I decided, you know what, I don't want to be a doctor anymore, I want to be an engineer. The advisor for the engineering school told me, you'll never get into my program. I will not let you into my program because your grades are too low. Well, fast forward, 16 years later, I grinded my ass off, and here I am. I own $1 million house, I'm in California, I'm a successful chemical engineer.
Wow. Well, that's so tough to beat. Wow. Well, I guess like for me, it was mainly like my family wasn't always agreeable to what I wanted to do. So I decided like around age 22 that I wanted to leave America and just move to another country, which was Japan. I've always had the travel bug since I was a kid. But yeah, it was hard. They said, no, you're going to end up like a loser. You're not going to be able to get anything out of that. But I decided to do it anyway. I left, graduated, left, took my debt with me. Not a lot of money.
One main goal of this video, I believe, is to get you to the life that you want. And one thing you really, really need to start doing now is envisioning the life you want to live and realizing that there's no shortcuts. There's only hard work, and sacrifices will have to be made. If you keep going along with it and you ignore the haters and you get your job done, and you make the sacrifices that need to be made, you will get everything you want, everything you dream of.
No, it's true. Yeah, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Don't be influenced by, strictly your peers and what they want you to become based on their judgment. You're just holding yourself back. You're doing yourself a disservice. So, it's always good to be, getting out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly what we did. We fought against the current, and now look where we are. We're in Southern California, right? So, that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. And we hope that, we'll be able to help you guys out. I didn't get a lot of this, help or idea sparking type stuff when I was in high school, middle school. I don't think I cared in elementary school, but I just played with my Beyblades and Pokemon cards. But yeah, so please like, subscribe, comment. We look forward
Hit
to
the bell
what
so you
goes
know
on.
when our next video is.
Yep, and you get to see, a little progression about how we behave in front of the camera. I'm sure we're a little awkward right now, but
Oh, absolutely. And there's going to be so much improvement in the video editing because we just started learning how to use the software, but whatever.
just started. But you see what we're doing, right? We're getting out of our comfort zone. We're trying to see, where it leads us, and that's always the best thing to do.
For me, I'll just start with my story and how I got there, and I hope it serves as a good example for others and whoever's watching this, or I hope it serves as a good example for you guys who are watching this to just really put yourself out there and do what it takes to get what you want. You need to have the confidence. You need to make hard, difficult choices, but it will always pay off in the end. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
So, when I was young, probably 12 years old, I had a cousin who came out to UCLA, and I met with him, and he told me, you really need to come out to California. When I was around that age, I decided to come out to Anime Expo here, and I really, really loved it. It was such a good time. The palm trees, the wide highways, the beautiful beaches and everything. I was like, this is paradise. I want to live here. But I grew up extremely, extremely poor. My classmates didn't know that because I went to a school district I wasn't supposed to go to. And some of these people were getting BMWs for their 16th birthday.
That's nice.
So it's pretty nice. But I realized that's something that I would never have. I applied, did my best in high school, and applied to UCLA, UC Berkeley, and USC. Got rejected to all of them, but USC gave me a full academic scholarship.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I was told I couldn't go because I couldn't afford the room and board of the plane ticket. And that really crushed my dreams. But it didn't stop me. And that's the message that I really want you guys to take away from this video. Don't let it stop you. For me, I doubled down. I said, look, if I can't go for college, I'm going to buy a house there.
Wow. Wow. Wow, look at you. Look at you now. We're in that house.
Yeah, this is the house.
Shoot, I'm renting. I'm renting, but I'm still very happy. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, I don't have a house, but still very happy.
But what did you have to give up, and what choices did you make to get away from the life that you were living?
I was actually living a pretty comfortable life. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of heavy in some areas, but I was in a long relationship at the time, and I was happy seeing my family a lot, and it was a very comfortable schedule, and yeah, it's like I didn't dislike it, but I still wanted to do more. And one of them was leaving the country. You could say why. I was like, well, I guess I caught the travel bug really early, and I knew there was a lot more than to just a small town in Jersey.
Would you say it was a weeb phase?
Yeah, I would be lying if I didn't say it was a weeb phase. You know what I mean? I think interest in Japan stems from, there's definitely anime in there. Yeah. I was comfortable. I didn't have to go. But when I decided that I wanted to be more ambitious and get out of my comfort zone, that's what I did. And all of them were against me. The person I was with didn't want that to happen because, it's a relationship, and my mom and dad and, brothers and sisters are saying that wasn't a very bright move. They wanted me to, go to a good,
Nursing school?
Yeah, or, just go to a good career.
Hey, you live by UCI now. It's the best nursing school in the country.
I can still go to school. And,
Oh, I gave out a lot of private information.
UCI?
Yeah, we're right next to UCI. I shouldn't keep saying that, but whatever.
We are next to UCI. So, but yeah, it's I gave up a lot of that comfort. I could have easily stayed there, but I didn't, and I left. I fought against people that didn't want me to go, and I wasn't happy to leave, but I knew that I had to get out. So I was also fighting myself too. I had to make sure that, this is what's best. This is out of my own best interest, and I did it. I left at 22. After graduating university, I ended up living in Japan for 5 years. Worked there, did a lot of things. I did, succeeded, failed. Mostly succeeding, but it's stuff that I don't regret.
That's really good because I've always wanted to leave, but I could never do it. When I went to college, my college was right next to my hometown, and I had to commute because we couldn't afford room and board. So I stayed home all the way till I was 21, 22. And when I left my house, it wasn't straight to California. It was out of necessity in order to eventually get to California and eventually be able to travel to Japan. Because if I stayed at home and I wanted to visit you in Japan, which I did multiple times, that's how we know each other, my mother would have never let me gone. We would not have had the money to be able to do it. So when I got out of college, I was offered quite a few jobs in New York for my major, and none of them offered travel. In fact, my boss said, you will live a very comfortable life here in New York. We will pay you very, very well, but you will never leave this facility. You will always be at this headquarters because there's nowhere else to go.
Wow.
So he said there's intermittent travel. You can go visit our suppliers once a year or something like that. But for the most part, you will always be in New York. And don't get me wrong, I love New York. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted to live in California. I wanted to visit Japan and Taiwan. I wanted to go explore the world. So I took a job with another company who offered me a position in California. And I was psyched. I was like, we made it. I'm 22. We got it. Game's over. Screw you guys. And I did it. And I signed the contract, and we were on my way out to California, and they're like, just kidding. We gave that position away to an intern. You signed the contract, though, so you're going to be in Minnesota for 3 years.
Ooh, whoa.
So I went to Minnesota, unfortunately, and worked there for 3 years and was miserable. First of all, I'm Taiwanese. I'm a tropical islander. Minnesota hits -70 with wind chill. Fortunately, over the years, I made the sacrifice because my cost of living was $500 a month, and my income was 6 figures. There was no reason for me not to do it other than the fact that I wouldn't have to leave my friends and family behind. But all those friends and family were the ones that doubted me in the first place. So moving out to Minnesota and living on my own in the wilderness, basically, because, oh my God, that place is miserable. I had to teach myself a lot. I had to teach myself how to take care of myself. I had to teach myself how to save, invest, make personal finance decisions. I taught all of that to myself, and I was really, really determined to get out here to California. And I caught on to the FIRE movement and everything. I really, really wanted to do it. I love money. And I realized that money was my way to happiness. So yeah, I did it anyway. I saved up all of that money, and I just made the sacrifice. I sacrificed 3 years of my life and stayed there, and I was just like, I'm absolutely miserable, but it's worth it. It's worth it because I have the money and I can just move out to California. Ideally, if I follow the FIRE movement, I can retire at 30 and I can just come out to California. However, at about 25 years old, when we got down to -70 degrees wind chill and I realized this is not for me, I said, forget it. It's time to play hardball. And I know I can do it. I'm 25 years old. I have a head on my shoulders. I have money in my pocket, in my bank. And I said, look, you're sending me to California or I'm quitting this company.
Wow.
And that, I guess the confidence is what got them. But
Definitely.
they scrambled to get me a job in California to keep me within the company. And they moved me out here for free. And I took the job here, and a year later, I bought my house. So now I'm 26 years old in California, and my dreams have finally been achieved.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, so talking about, like, on my end, right, I lived in Japan for, a couple years, close to 5 years. And during that time, I was teaching. So I taught in junior high school, senior high school, and every now and then it was elementary school. And yeah, I liked it a lot. Formed really great relationships with the local people. So I lived in the countryside in Ibaraki, so country. But yeah, I was doing that. So I worked in high schools and was forming like new memories and cheesy stuff, but really deep cheesy stuff for me. And while I was there, I learned the language a little more. I made new friends, and I found new things I like to eat. Fun. It was a lot of fun. I got to test like my drinking capabilities, and
He got so
intoxicated. You could say that.
yeah. I would visit this guy once a year for. I would visit this guy once a year for 5 years in a row. And this was while I was still in New York, and then when I went to Minnesota, I would visit him because I was like, you know what, I need to scratch that itch. I have to travel. And even though my family was like, come to Taiwan, I'm like, no, I'm going to go to Japan because I know Ryan will always put on a show if I give him enough alcohol.
Wasted.
Then I remember you were like, I hate living in the countryside. I want to go to Tokyo. And then a year later, you lived in one of the best parts of Tokyo.
Yeah, and I ended up moving there. Yeah, once I was done with, my kids, my students, I taught them for a full 3 years, watched them graduate, cried, but good memories. And once I was done with that, I was like, all right, I'm done with the countryside. Let's go to the city. So I studied abroad before going. So it's like,
I think that's just another example of if you really set your mind to it and you envision the life that you want, it will happen. You just have to do it.
yeah.
You just have to believe.
It's true. Yeah, it's pretty hard.
All you have to do is think you want it, and then you can get it. Like,
No,
for
really.
me,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to buy a house, and I bought a house. I want to move to California. I moved to California. Now I want to become a YouTube superstar.
Oh, I guess me too. Yeah. It's not a guess.
Please,
I want.
like and subscribe and comment below with whatever you want to see. We'll do it. Just get us the views.
Please, I have a lot of debt from Japan. I really need this.
Are we allowed to ask for views per the YouTube TOS? We should probably check that.
Oh, well, anyway.
Yeah, like and subscribe and comment below if you want to see more.
Anyway.
We'll do anything.
Anything. But yeah, so I ended up moving into the city, into Tokyo. Moved into a pretty nice place. It was a place called like Setegaya, which is in Tokyo. And I lived in like Futako Tamagawa. Again, explain more of that later, some other video. But I was basically by a river, and it was about 35, 40-minute train ride from the beach, and I was just living my life even more. Drank more, spent more money, ate a lot more food. And then, while those were all fun and everything, I decided that I wanted to like, wrap things up a little bit. I started thinking more about America and going back and having to set another career there and make more money, and I was also missing my family, and things were really starting to get heavy on that end, and I actually didn't expect that. So, after that, after all those fun moments, I decided that I was going to pack it up and go. And, if you want to hear more on that, comment below. I could maybe make a video more on Japan, but...
For the Japanese viewers, you can speak Japanese.
I can speak a little bit.
We'll make a video in Japanese just for you guys.
I'll try.
And I'm Taiwanese, so I'll make a video in Taiwanese or Chinese just for you guys.
He's native, though. But
no, I'm native to New York.
But the thing is, when I was a kid, I've always wanted to move to California. I had family here. I was always visiting since elementary. And I was like, wow, it would be nice to be in Southern California. And so I did. And my plans originally were to actually join the military, pay off some student loans. Very last minute before I was going to sign anything, he was like, you got to really think about this. I was wrong. You can leverage the skills that you got from college and from Japan and just make it out here as a civilian. And I was like, okay, wow, I guess I'll do that then. And then, I went job hunting, and I got an interview out in Los Angeles, and then I got that job, and then put my resume out and for headhunters to see, and then a Japanese company found me, and now here I am in Southern California.
Yep. And your Japanese friends visit every other day. We just saw Sayo and Yohei.
Yeah,
you might meet them if you stick around. They're super awesome.
They're interesting. And so now here I am.
So yeah, like and subscribe and comment below if there's anything you want us to talk about. I personally love to talk about personal finance, and I'll go on and on about money forever.
Yeah, for me, I just like talking about, I like talking about life, I guess, like self-confidence or relationships, or it could be about hobbies like film photography, it could be about beanies or surfing, anything.
Yeah, I think in the next video you're probably going to see Welcome to Brutally Honest Tea, where we give you the brutal honesty of life in general, and we'll talk about whatever we want. Deal with it. I love tea.
Done.
Tea's my favorite. I love tea. Tea's great.
I like.
I like drama tea too. I kind of want people to. I kind of want people to like make us talk about drama tea.
Okay.
Like, I have a really good story where I toasted the last bridge that I built. You know how they say don't burn bridges?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I turned it to ashes. Absolutely turned it to ashes, and I'm so proud of that moment.